Welcome to the Wednesdays with Will podcast, where Will shares weird, wacky, and wonderful things that go through his mind on Wednesday.
Well, hey, welcome to the Wednesdays with Will podcast. It's your boy Willie Will III, out here in these suburb streets again with tech guy Nick. I don't know what I need a new name.
That's a copyrighted name.
Copyrighted.
I think they own the rights to that one. I could get in trouble for that.
They own you? They own
like
the rights.
Okay, so like,
hold on. What?
Let's have some inside baseball for those of us. For those of us new to the industry. Anytime you work for a content creator or somebody like that, an entity of something like entertainment or whatever, you're usually going to be signing away things like anything that you create while on the clock belongs and owns to that, and they own it. It belongs to them.
So they own you.
No, they don't own me, but
they own that version of you.
They own the character.
The
character that.
But it was you.
It wasn't. Like okay, so. Well, again, more inside baseball. Okay. So, like, half the stuff. Serious, get away from there. Sorry, my dog just went over to the interface and almost hit the off button. It's like
trying to shut us down now.
Yes.
Come on, that dog looks so feds.
Come on, dog. Anyway, but so when I did the podcast with Michael Jr., like there's like some of my friends were listening. They listened to the thing. Like one of my friends, he went to listen because I was editing it, and then he'd give me a plethora of notes. He's like, "You sucked here. You did this awful." I was like, "Thanks, man." But like it was all good. I mean, it's a good. He was right. Yeah. But like so part of it was that they would hear it. Mm-hmm. They'd hear like my responses to things. Yeah. And there'd be times where like I take a split second longer than what I normally do. Mm-hmm. So it came with Tech Guy Nick. That's how Tech Guy Nick was. Yeah. But
you're editing for.
Yeah, I was editing myself.
So yeah, and that's real time editing.
Yeah, they're like, to which they said, they're like, we can hear like. I heard you pause several times way longer, and I know what you probably would have said. Why aren't you saying that? Because homie signed in the checks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, so they're just other things like I couldn't get as deep or I shouldn't say as deep. Like I could go like we went deep plenty of times,
deep, but
like there are some other jokes that I know he would not have gone for.
Yeah.
And so
what can we workshop for here now? Like a new name.
New name.
Instead of Tech Guy Nick, you're like Guy Tech Nick. What if we just work?
I don't know. I go like on my social media. I go by a bearded white guy.
A bearded white guy.
Yeah, that's I got into a gun debate with a lady in Portland. Yeah, so I was doing a show with Michael Jr. Yeah. And we were in Portland, and it's me and the tech guys hanging out in the booth and stuff. So we did our run through. Everything was smooth, and then this, like. Side note, like production guys, we like guns. We do. Like most production guys, we like guns. Like we like to go shooting, hunting, the whole thing. It's just it's fun. It's a nice hobby and stuff. But the person putting on the show, the money overheard this, and it's this tiny little white girl. She had to be like in her mid 30s or so. Yeah. And she was just like, guns kill people. And she wanted to interject herself into our private conversation that we're having. So I was like, why do you feel the need? Okay, whatever. So I'm 6'7". Mm-hmm. I sat down. Yeah. I sat down, I leaned back, and I made myself very approachable. Because I know if I'm standing up, I'm a big dude. Yeah. And I'm kind of intimidating at times.
A little bit. Yeah.
I was. Well, there's that. Yeah. But like, especially, dark clothes. Anyway, so we had the whole thing. And so like, for me, guns, it's a losing argument for most anybody else. Like I will give you that a lot of people have a very emotional argument to it. And I'm not discrediting that. I'm not discrediting your emotions. But like factually and logically, it's not an issue. It legitimately, there's no issue. Anyway, so at the end of it, she got really upset because, again, there was no logic to it. There's only emotion to it. And so at the end, she's like, well, you're just a bearded white guy. I was like, cool, just label it down to things. Yeah. Like, cool. So I was like, fine, I own it. I am a bearded white guy.
You are a bearded white guy.
Either that or I could just be Nick. I don't know.
Featuring bearded white guy.
Or featuring Nick. Just Nick.
Just Nick?
Yeah, just
I don't know. We'll workshop it. Send us some ideas. Maybe comment some stuff.
I kind of just hijacked your entire show.
What?
I just hijacked your entire show.
Oh, it's all good. I mean, nothing new.
Nothing.
But hey, no. I mean, I want to get to the bottom of this. I want to figure out what to address you as, because my Nick last time, I don't know if that was it. I got some backlash on that one, but
you did. I'm kind of curious. What was the backlash on this one?
Not extensively. I mean, there's like 2 viewers, but for like, it's mainly I saw the look my fiance gave me, and that was enough backlash.
That's
that I was
plenty.
like, I see the line. So.
Found the line.
But she's not here today, so I may get in trouble later for the things. But
I accept full responsibility.
No, it's all good. But anyway, man, it's been good this last few weeks. So there's been a few. So just for context for those listening, we're in like the DFW area, and there's been some new random additions. Yeah. Well, like in stores, like there's a Cosmix that just opened. Yeah, are you familiar with them?
Is it like a knockoff McDonald's?
Yeah, so it's like basically McDonald's meets like Starbucks meets like some
like it sounds like McDonald's meets that Pizza Planet place from Toy Story. That's what it sounds like.
Something like that, because like they only serve like drinks, a bunch of it, more drinks than McDonald's did, and then just like breakfast randomly. But they have breakfast all day, so you can get like a McGriddle all day, like a little McMuffin, all those things.
Nice, because that's part of my problem that I don't like about McDonald's.
Yeah,
is that like the only thing I will order from McDonald's is their breakfast is like the breakfast sausage burritos. Those are the only things I ever order.
Yeah,
like I can't order anything else, otherwise I will die. Probably.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's like they're just trying to tap into that drink market, because that's like a lot of places, just these standalone drink places now. Yeah. And with them, like their McCafe thing, like it tanked a few years ago. Like if you notice, they're not at any of the McDonald's anymore.
Really?
Yeah, they're like gone because
they still have an ice cream machine.
Well, funny thing. So Cosmix, ice cream machine still broken. I kid you not. I went there like a week. Like the grand opening week. And it was already broken. I talked to the worker. I was like, hey, how's your ice cream machine down? I thought y'all were a step up from McDonald's. They're like, sorry, something about our milk bag.
Can somebody from Dairy Queen get over there and fix that thing?
I don't get it. Like,
how did
the ice cream machine's still broke?
It's always broken.
But they just opened it and it's gone. Jeez. So it was funny. But anyway, I went over to HEB too. They've got a new HEB in this area that just opened.
Mike, I don't get it. What's with HEB?
I don't get it either.
Thing? So like, okay, so yeah, I don't get it. I really don't. It's like, because like there's Winco in that same area. There's I know there's a Kroger in that same area.
There's Kroger right there. Costco. All the things.
Costco, everything's over there. Like I like Costco because I get a lot of stuff and like it's buy in bulk, so it's cheaper and stuff. I like Kroger because they usually do everything local, and I'm one of those. I'm not completely crunchy, but I'm a little bit. Like where like everything has to be natural, whole foods. Like so, I'll do things like home remedies.
Yeah.
And if it don't work, then I'm like, all right, here are my veins. Give me every single drug you have and make this go away.
Well, I think because HEB is like sort of a central market. Like they're the same.
They are
thing, I think.
Central Market, all organic and everything.
Well, I don't know. Somebody, an HEB fanatic's probably like mad at me right now, but I know they're like the same parent company and like the same supplier type of situation for them. So I think they're very, very comparable with each other. But for some reason, there's just a lot of hype for HEB.
HEB? Nice.
I did go. I may or may not have went to the grand opening just to figure it out.
I think I saw that.
Yeah.
How'd that work? Did they let you in?
Yeah. No, there was a ton of people. Jeez. People got there at like 4:30 the previous night to be like
I'm
among
not
the
going
first
anywhere.
in line.
No, the only thing I would do 4:30 the previous night for is like, hey, I'm getting married. I'm gonna make sure my wife to be is actually gonna show up. Like this. I'll be outside her door like for they're like, aren't you gonna do a bachelor party? Did that a week ago. I'm making sure you stay.
Yeah,
making sure you come here.
Oh my gosh. So I
was like, nope. I'm keeping an eye on you. You're not tucking out till death, honey. Till death.
That's wild. Bachelor. So you want to do your bachelor party like way before?
Well, I mean, like I've done that before with my other friends, and so like some people like the tradition is like night before. It's like why would you want to do that? I want to make sure I get some good sleep because like I've worked enough weddings, I've worked and attended enough weddings to know like your day. Like, and I've been a groomsman enough times to know that the day of your wedding, it's gonna be super exhausting and super draining. So for me, I want to make sure I'm ready to go because I know there's going to be a lot of stuff going on. Not just like physically, like running around and doing all that stuff, but emotionally, spiritually, it's just going to be physically exhausting. So like, I'd rather like, for me, I would rather do that ahead of time. I mean, I threw like when I got to be my buddy's best man, like first off, it put me on a watch list. I guarantee you. But like we threw that like a couple of weeks out. Yeah. But like, hey, let's do it on this night. Cause everybody can get here and like, we can have fun. We'll just take it and we'll be guys. We'll relax. We'll do our thing. It'll be fine. Oops. Yeah. No.
Hit the mic. I got in here. Sorry, headphone viewers. Yeah. Do you know what? Oh yeah. By the way, do you know what HEB stands for?
No. I just thought of several things. We're not going to say.
Okay. What are several things?
Huge and enormous and
wow.
Huge and enormous butt.
Wow.
bag,
What? Okay. First of
Billy
all,
Club,
if that was off the dome,
bank account,
one of those was correct.
huge something, or
No,
enormous?
one of those. Okay, you said huge, enormous, but one of those words was correct.
I'm going to go with huge.
No.
Enormous.
No.
Butt was correct.
Yeah, but the founder of HEB is Howard E. Butts. You can't make that up, right?
That guy got made fun of.
That guy, yeah. The jokes write themselves at this point. I'm just saying. That's why they
Butts.
HEB. Well, no, what's worse? The original store was called Butts Grocery.
We got savings out the
So yeah.
Butts grocery. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You. Oh, okay. No.
Yeah, but there was thousands of people lined up for Butts and
For Butts.
their grand opening, and
You know he named his kid Seymour.
I hope so.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
But,
I mean, that's you can't, like, if you have a last name like that, you're kind of bound.
Yeah,
You're bound by 7-year-old comedy that you have. You have to name your children.
but that's why and it goes by HEB, a little bit more subtle, and then they like have a slogan that's like "Here everything's better," so people don't know they're none the wiser. But
Here everything's better.
That's
even
the
though
real thing.
It's Butts.
Yeah, but
Here everything's better.
But there's some weird. I'm trying. There's some weird like store names out there that I'm like, how did these get approved? Like, have you seen that gas station Come and Go?
Yep. Dude, okay. Yeah, because we're children, and I accept full responsibility. Alex, Will had nothing to do with this, but they're legitimately, my boys and my friends in South Dakota, Brookings, South Dakota, you know exactly what intersection I am talking about. There was, I'm not kidding you, because again, wildly inappropriate humor from high school boys, and I know they did this on purpose. Yeah. I know they did. There was a Come and Go across the street from another gas station called the Pump and Pack.
Oh, come on.
I was like,
Who's coming up with these?
I was like, and they spelt it that way too. They spelt the come. I was like, oh my gosh. So you can imagine the nicknames that we had. Oh my gosh. We called it a whole lot of things. I'm not sure if your viewers are ready for that just yet.
Yeah, well, they're here now.
They're here now.
But it's just part of the news I saw. Apparently Come and Go is going away. Actually.
It's come and go, Don.
It's come and go and gone.
When?
Because there was a headline, actually, I'll put the thing in, with Iowa man was arrested for masturbating at a Come and Go gas station.
Well, look what you named it. Come on.
Somebody said, bro read the sign and thought it was a challenge. That's crazy. But,
Where are you headed? Off to the Jizz and Split. That's what
Jizz and Split? Oh, that's crazy. But speaking of Jizz and Split, Come and Go, strippers at men's conferences.
Oh, jeez. What a lot of drama. Man, okay, so I actually have been following this because, okay. So, they had strippers, and they're like, okay, it's a Chinese pole thing, which I can kind of see that. But then, it got blown out of proportion because then they're like, oh, we're going to show you how we do reconciliation within the church. We're going to show you how we do these things, etc. And then they kind of, I don't know. There's something about it. The response seemed it seemed like they were hiding things, like hiding context.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
They were hiding context. So, the guy who came out said, Pastor Mark needs to repent, and if you're following him, you need to seriously consider leaving his church. And I was like, that whole service, I watched all 40 minutes, it was 38 minutes and stuff.
Yeah.
There's just something about it felt like there's missing context. And then he made a lot of claims. And then lo and behold, 2 days later, I saw another post. And the guy who was doing the dance, remember, because again, from that night when he's like, you need to repent, he's like, he's a born again Christian, loves Jesus, all that stuff, shared his faith and all there. 2 days later, the guy comes out, it's like, that's not what I was. I went very Orthodox. I was baptized as a child. So that makes me, he's East German. I can't do the accent right now.
Yeah, that was close though. I saw that video.
Yeah, he saw that. And he's sitting there. He's like, I'm Orthodox. I was baptized as a child. Essentially, the guy's a universalist.
What I heard though, he did have an encounter with Jesus later in his life, though.
I don't know. He didn't say that because I watched the full response that he had.
Was it his own video?
His home video.
I watched a 20-minute thing
of him. It was just him turning the camera on himself. that thing. And so he's like, I had to take my vest off because it's a heavy vest. Like, dude, it's stripper clothes. It's terrible. That thing's not heavy. He's like, I needed to prove that I was actually swallowing the sword, no trickery. He's like, dude, you have a V cut like right here. We can see the sword going into your mouth. You don't need to. There's no reason for you to rip your clothes off. Like, there's absolutely no. It was like the vest was too heavy. It was pulling me down. I was like, it's stripper clothes. Those things are incredibly light. I know. I drive Uber. I've had stripper clothes left in my car.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, no, those tearaways and stuff like that, they're incredibly light. So this way they don't break off before the cue. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's like all this, pretty much everything you're saying is 100% false.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really odd. I mean, it reminded me of the Easter play at Transformation a while back. That there's all that backlash.
Oh, yeah,
where,
huh? I think I remember that briefly.
Yeah, it was like people were like, "Oh, this is like a demonic Easter play," and there's all these viral clips about like, okay, they have Jesus like as a devil woman or something, but it was in the same thing of like I could never find the raw video, and like with this, I did a lot of trying to do some research. I can't find the only time I did was that guy who posted it.
Yeah, no, I saw the whole thing. And so like there can be like, it wasn't as sexual as the like
as it was made out to be.
As they made out to be, but there was
they
like
clipped it.
The point was that the guy came out there and like, so the raw video, the guy came out there and he's doing his dance and then he just rips his shirt off and does the whole thing. Like it's supposed to be stronger. It's like, we can already tell, like, the whole idea is that stronger men's conference. Like we can already tell you're ripped. We can already tell you're jacked.
Yeah.
And stuff you didn't like, again, like you didn't need to do that. That wasn't necessary. And so like, I think both sides kind of like, Mark kind of shot from the hip. I can understand because he's I listened to the sermon series that he based his book on, like the Jezebel spirit and the Ahab spirit. And like, factually it's right there. Like I understand it. He did a lot of thorough research. He did a very good job with that series. It's good. I highly.
So is that where he was going, you think?
Yeah. Well, no, because like that's why he's brought in, was to speak about the Jezebel and Ahab spirit,
which he did. But so did he like? Is it that he was tying it into like that church?
Well, I don't think so. I think the bigger thing is that he saw something like, man, how do I want to organize these thoughts? Because we could go off. Go off the rails.
Well, I wanted to know where Mark was going in that message.
Well, so like the Jezebel spirit is a manipulative, seductive sort of thing. Because in his take on it is like, somebody's like, Jezebel wasn't said that she was a whore or whatever. Like if you go to Revelation, it talks about that woman Jezebel. Like one of the letters to one of the churches is talking about that woman Jezebel. You've tolerated her. Jezebel's been dead for over 1,000 years by the time this is written. Yeah. So it's that spirit of Jezebel, which is where the whole basis is based off of. That essentially is like, it's that manipulative, that seductive, that I'm taking control. And so the whole thing of Jezebel versus Ahab is a very passive man, and Jezebel is very controlling. And so what we're seeing, there's the perversion of what God has for for men and women and their roles and everything. Because like in Ephesians talks about, just as man is the head of the house, like Christ is the head of the church, so is the man the head of the house. Wives be in submission to your husband, love, honor, respect. And so like it goes all the way back to the fall from Genesis, where it says like, hey, because of this issue, you're going to want to be over your husband, but you're going to be battling for that position of being in control and running the house and everything. But anyway, so there's a lot of, I could really go off the rails and go into theology for a comedy show, but like, no, that's essentially the basis of it, is that it's Jezebel's very manipulative, controlling, seductive spirit versus Ahab is incredibly passive. It's perverting what your role is supposed to be. Yeah. Like, so like as men, we're supposed to lead, we're not domineering, but we are leaders and we need to be very, like active and going and pursuing and all that stuff. No passivity. Like it's okay to question yourself and all that stuff. That's why the Holy Spirit exists, is to help you along, and stuff. He's our helper, the paraclete, all the other stuff that you want to go into. He's that. But like, so the basis of the whole thing was that. So like, but Mark did a lot of diving into the symbolism and everything of like the gods that they were worshiping at the time. And in his message series, and I haven't read his book yet, but I'm sure it goes into it. But like the entire sermon series that he did was talking about the symbolism of everything. Yeah. And so like when you go through and read the book of 1st and 2nd Kings and stuff, it talks about tearing down the high places or leaving the high places because it was an exalted, lifted up place, which is why he immediately came out and said, you had the highest spot being for this guy to come up and do the exalting him. Yeah. So, and
he went up.
He ascended rather than God coming down. It's a whole other thing. So it was just mishandled. I think there's a lot of,
I think it was mishandled on his part as well though. Cause like, how do you not tell? I mean, like you got to communicate.
You had a half hour in the green room to say something.
Like that almost was he was going for a clip there. Yeah, and it's like, to me, it's like it's just not edifying to the church as a whole. Because now we're just all in the news again. Here's Christians. Here's some. Now the oversaved Christian saints are mad, and the non-Christians are like, look at them again.
I would really like if the bride would stop beating the living crap out of herself.
Yeah, and
no, you're saying
no, and it's like outside of Mark his comment and that going viral, nobody's talking about this.
No one else.
Like nobody there is posting about that guy. He's not thought of. We don't know. And then there's thousands of other men's conferences or whatever that there's way crazier things that have happened, and we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
There's no.
Well, here's the thing. The good rule of thumb: don't hire strippers to be your opening act. Can we at least agree on that?
I was really disappointed. I was just at the men's summit over at Gateway, and there was no stripping.
No male strippers?
And I thought that's why this conference sold out. I mean, a lot of guys were...
I think they're going like, a male stripper? Yeah, let's get up. I'm here for that.
That's what I'm here
let's look at this
for.
dude, yeah. Male stripping, let's definitely jump on that like a fat kid on cake.
Did you see his response on that? He's like, I actually did not actually a stripper. I did some other sort of dance.
It was like go-go dancing. It's not the same place like...
It's like, I mean, it's like saying like, I'm not it's like saying I'm not an escort, I'm an OnlyFans model.
I'm not a cam girl, I do OnlyFans. Yeah. It's the same dang thing. I was leaked. Okay, honey, if you have an OnlyFans, it's not a leak, it's an early release.
Yeah. No, that's
jeez. It's people are dumb. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of OnlyFans, these transitions are great today. Yeah. Did you hear about the woman who got banned from picking up her children at school because she had an OnlyFans emblem on the back? She was like an OnlyFans.
She's an OnlyFans model. Oh, jeez.
But she had her kids at a Christian school.
Oh,
and
that's
so
a problem.
The pickup line.
Yeah, no, I understand. Okay, so like if you're going to a Christian private school, I'm sorry, they have their like. It's one thing if it's a public school, like publicly things. There's certain things you can do, but like a private school, they can have all the terms and conditions that they want.
Yeah,
you're the one who's signing up for it. You're saying, I really want this, so I'm going to abide by. Yep.
Yeah. So
like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But on a brighter note of the OnlyFans, there's an OnlyFans girl who got saved.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think her name was like Nala or something. Do not look her up.
But like sponsored by Art Today. So.
No, but like it's one of those things where like I hear it and I was like, I really hope that she actually is, that she's a true convert.
Yeah.
There's a video of her that apparently went viral that she got baptized in California and stuff. And so like, I saw some of that, and then she was catching a lot of flack from some people.
Yeah.
And so like. That's one of those things where I was like, I really hope that's genuine. Mm-hmm. And it's not just a ploy, which would be cool because like, honestly, if it is genuine, I really like my encouragement to her, just preach Christ and him crucified. That's it. Like,
yeah, just preach Christ alone. And also I think we have to, I feel like we don't need to get all caught up in how genuine people are. That's not our place to judge for it. I had an interesting conversation with a guy actually at Men's Summit about Kanye. Yeah. And so he was a huge Kanye fan when he was growing up before he got saved. Yeah. And he literally kind of came to Christ partially as a result of Kanye's gospel albums that he made, because that put him onto just like gospel music and learning just anything about God. Yeah. And now, of course, things come out later and like Kanye kind of did a 180 and all that. Yeah. But it's like God still used that moment and literally used Kanye to save this other guy. Yeah. And so
I mean, like, get off of it. Like, if somebody gets saved, don't expect them to have like perfect theology immediately. Yeah. That's like a big pet peeve of mine. Yeah. It's like it's kind of like, in the Bible where it talks about like, was it the lame man who got up and walked, and like he was really paralyzed, and he's just like, he told me to get up and walk. He's like, this is what I was before, and this is where I'm at now. Quit asking me about all the other questions. Like, I don't know. I didn't know who said anything else. All I know is this is how I was. Yeah. This is how I am. Don't ask any more questions. Are
you talking about like the blind guy who's made seed, and then they get his parents too?
They got his parents in there and everything. And
they're like, are you sure he was blind?
He's really blind. He's like, Look, pal, I don't know how to make this any more clear, so listen up. Yeah. Couldn't see, now I can. Shut it.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dog's looking at me weird.
Yeah, I'm looking at those levels too.
We're good. That's why I backed away.
That's good. Yeah, backed off.
Back away. It's almost like I did audio for a living at one point.
I know, crazy. You wouldn't have known that for how long it took to set this up, but we don't want to talk about that.
Apparently, we are. Long and the short of it is, I haven't used my equipment in a while, and I forgot a lot of stuff. So we're good. Humble Nick moment here.
It's all good. We got it. Do we have any non? Wait, can we say non-sponsor sponsor? Is that also like?
I don't know if that's actually copyrighted or not, but I know they own the character the non-sponsor sponsor thing was my thing. I was just like, oh, let's give people, I know that was my idea. I was like, let's just give people a shout out. Why? Because we don't have sponsors, and normally this is where a sponsor thing would go.
Yeah.
It might actually cause, like, my idea behind it was like, if we get a bunch of non-sponsor sponsors, people might actually interact with the show a little bit more and be like, hey, I actually have something that you should check out, like other charities and stuff.
Yeah.
Because like that's what we did is we did a lot of like just different random charities that were like, hey, these people are pretty cool, they use their money wisely, or at least so I mean, like one of our favorites was Embrace Grace, because like we've both met Amy Ford. She does incredible work, and obviously we're both very pro-life and stuff like that, so we're both very much like, hey, keep your babies, quit trying to murder them, that stuff.
I do have something weird about Embrace Grace, because what's their slogan? Like, do you know?
I can't remember what their slogan is. I thought it was just Embrace Grace.
I just remember Michael was always like, at Embrace Grace, we come alongside women who are having unplanned pregnancies. And I'm always thinking, if the person would have come alongside, they wouldn't be in that situation that they're in. Like what is this? Like, I just, every time, that's all I could think about. I was like, God, they should have been coming alongside.
Your pullout game's weak, bro.
They should have been coming going.
How many pizzas you burn because you left it in too long, bro? I'm sensing a pattern here.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, do we have any?
Yes, we do. Ginevra Plus One is a sponsor for today. If you have, hold on, let me get this correctly. Providing souls to cats and gingers. If you have a cat or if you know a ginger, Ginevra Plus One can help you in your unyielding search for a soul, because we all know that those people and those cats are soulless. Ginevra Plus One. Code TM Riddle. Side effects may include hearing of rasping, hissing, and spitting sounds. Also, if you see a pair of golden eyes, it might be the last thing that you see. Remember to slither into those to that discount code TM Riddle. Ginevra Plus One.
Wow, thank you for that.
Yes, you're welcome. Proud sponsor of the show, by the way.
Proud sponsor.
Souls for cats and gingers. Remember that, people. I know a few ginger people. Like one of them. Yes, I dated one. I mean, she almost had a soul.
Sorry for.
I know she almost had a soul.
Almost did.
She almost did, and then at the end, really not. Yeah. And then there's my other buddy Sam. Like yeah. I mean, I love that guy. Just again, soulless thing. He's like, it's all right. I don't have a soul. It's like, man,
at least acknowledges it.
I know he does.
Accepts it.
Hey, Sam, Ginevra Plus One.
There you go. Well, let's just hit one more. Maybe a spiritual tip. We already hit that today. I don't know. Maybe a news.
Yeah, the spiritual tip is don't have male strippers at your men's conference.
Don't have male strippers.
Be very aware of what it is that you're dealing with spiritually. The symbolism is there for a reason, my friends.
Man, I want to hit something light then on the way out. Let's see. Let me hit something light. I want to skip ahead.
You don't want to skip ahead? That's right. You got notes.
Yeah, I got notes, but this was going to be for another podcast. We'll go ahead and throw this in there. How many? Okay, this is get going kind of dark, but not really. We can go there. So, and not just because I'm black. I lost my grandmother last year, and so actually, me and my fiance are kind of in the process of renovating her house right now and stuff. But anyway, whenever I navigate to her house, because it's still in my phone as grandmother's house, I will get a little notification on my phone that's like, hey, would you like to send an ETA to your grandmother? So I call her arrival time. I'm like, I don't think.
Did she ever respond?
Yeah. Well, no, but then that made me think, like, wait a minute, I never deleted her contact. And like, are we supposed to delete dead people's contacts from our phones? Do you do that?
Oh, dude, I delete. Okay, so I have a lot of contacts just from being on the road. I've had to go through, clean out, delete. It's like, who the crap? I don't remember any of them. So I just like, so for me, I'm also that same guy. Like, I'm also the same guy. Like, you hand me a Christmas card or a birthday card. Like, I have like maybe 2, maybe 3 cards I've hung on to for the eternity, like for my entire life. Because then I play that game of like, oh, that's so nice. You wrote some things like happy birthday. Couldn't think of that yourself?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like there's some things in there. It's just like, okay, like how long do I have to hold on to this before I can throw it away? What's the safe?
So you can release. I have never deleted a contact since middle school. I mean, when I got
how many contacts you got on your phone?
895.
Dear Lord,
how many do you have?
I don't know.
Look it up. Go to your contacts, scroll all the way to the bottom. It'll tell you a number.
Okay, hold on here.
And so I just thought of that, and I probably have about 5 or 6 dead people in my contacts.
Oh, dang. I need to clear out. Holy
Ooh,
crap.
look at this. You have more than me, don't you?
A lot more.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I heard I'm low. I talked to some people at work. They have well in the thousands.
Yeah, I'm 1,023. I need to get like rid of like a lot of these people because I don't. Who is that?
Yeah, but it's just so. It's like it's not easy to mass delete, and it's kind of like I don't know,
Who are these people?
Yeah, I'm just like.
There's literally a dude in here as Chili Willy.
Okay, yeah, I gotta read through some of like the most random.
Chili Willy.
So I have some contacts in here because like I never really either learned the guy's name when I put it in my phone or I had to put something to associate it. So like I have this guy that says Daniel the Puerto Rican in my phone.
Danny
So shout out to Dan. I think I went to high school with you.
Oh, that's who. Sorry, I just remembered who Chili Willy was. Like I did a consultation out in, I want to say either Wiley or Garland, Texas, somewhere out that direction. And I was doing a consultation for their church. They're meeting in a brewery, which is pretty dope. And so I was doing a consultation, like helping them with their sound. And so like it turned into be just like, hey, what equipment do we need to buy? I was like, you guys got enough equipment here. Like for the setup that you guys have, you just need to know how to work it. And so it turned into a training instead of a thing. Man, I think that person is Brazilian from CFNI days. Dang.
Ooh. Shout out to Puppy Monkey Baby.
Puppy Monkey Baby. I said delete.
And Son of a Bitch.
Is that what's in there?
So yeah, you're probably familiar with the Karloviches, right?
Karlovich?
Yeah,
I think so.
that's one of
Son
them.
of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
Oh man, I wish I could do like a highlight select and then like delete multiples all at the same time.
Exactly. You can't. That's why it's so frustrating, and I just live with it.
Because otherwise, I have to sit there and go through one by one by
but
one by
I'm
one.
thinking of by the time we're like seniors, like when we're old, we're gonna have a ton of dead people in our contacts if we don't delete these. So I'm gonna look back one day and be like, wow, these is just like a bunch of.
Well, the thing is, like, I've met these people.
Yeah,
that's how I get, because like I don't just like send like text like, hey, I've met them in person. So I'm trying to remember like who are you?
Who are you again? Yeah.
I mean, at the risk of never mind. That's an old reference. I don't think anybody will catch that except for me. Old song.
Oh yeah, probably not. But
oh man. Anyway,
just thought that was interesting, and if anybody has any ideas, send them my way because I want to be able to. Apple, allow me to mass delete contacts because right now I have to go one by one. I have to click into it. I have to scroll all the way down. I have to edit, and then it's just the whole thing.
To quote Tim Curry, we have to go one by one by one by one by one. That's a Clue reference. Great movie. Love that movie. That and Murder by Death, but I prefer Clue more than also the Psych episode. But anyway, the point is, it's a lot of effort to get rid of people.
A lot of effort.
I just don't want to.
Yeah.
I just don't want to do it. That's probably why I have over 1,000 contacts.
Probably.
Most of them from the road.
Yep. Anyway, we'll put a wrap on that one today. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure to follow the podcast. Maybe give it a like, share it, all those things. Shout out to everybody who made it happen.
Yep.
Past, present, and future.
Yep.
Also, Tyson Russ for this outro beat. And, of course, Brandon Kahn for the voiceover intro. You probably didn't know
Brandon
that.
Kahn?
He's on the voiceover intro. He's like, welcome to Wednesdays with Will. He did some voiceover work back in the day. It was a thing. I caught him on
Welcome
that.
to Wednesdays with Will.
I
used to be able to do a pretty good Brandon Kahn impersonation.
Could you?
I used to.
Yeah.
Not sure anymore.
You used to not anymore?
Yeah, no, there's something he used to say, but we can't say it anymore because, we'd all get in trouble. But anyway.
We'll cut it off after, and then you'll tell you. Anyway, until next time, signing off. See y'all.